You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Friday the 9th of January, 2026. It is 19 days after the winter solstice. It is 70 days before the spring equinox. The sun rises today at 7:20 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:03 p.m. The sun sets today at 4:47 p.m., civil twilight ends at 5:17 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 5:51 p.m. The length of daytime today is 1 minute, 11 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waning gibbous phase and is 59% full at midday. The moon sets today at 10:46 a.m. and then rises again at 11:58 p.m. The third quarter will arrive tomorrow. These are the predicted tides today for Horn's Hook. In the wee hours, high tide, 2:25 a.m., 1 meter 31. In the morning, low tide, 8:32 a.m., 9 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 2:37 p.m., 1 meter 16. In the evening, low tide, 8:48 p.m., 0 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, although we don't usually take pleasure in reporting declines in animal populations in the city, we can say with some delight that the rat population seems to be in decline. The Department of Sanitation reports that rat sightings declined in every month last year. In 2024, 25,230 rat sightings were reported. Last year, that number dropped to almost 20,000, a 20.6% decline. It is thought that the new closed garbage bins, now mandated across the city, have shut off a major source of food for rats. With less food lying about, we have fewer of them. We brought the rats to this continent, and our indulgent and sloppy ways have let them thrive. Perhaps with greater vigilance we will see their numbers decline even further. Commemorations. January 9th appears to be Aviation Day. On this day in 1793, the first balloon flight in the Americas took place. The Frenchman, Jean-Pierre Blanchard, took off from the yard of the Walnut Street Jail in Philadelphia. President Washington was on hand for the event, along with John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, and James Monroe. Blanchard carried with him a letter from Washington that directed anyone who met him on landing to help him come back to Philadelphia. Blanchard spoke no English. He landed in Deptford Township, New Jersey, next to an historic oak tree known as the Clement Oak. On this day in 1923, the first flight of an autogyro took place in Spain. The autogyro had a rotating propeller mounted on top. It was the precursor of what we call now a helicopter. The vehicle, designated the Cierva C4, was designed by Juan de la Cierva y Cordoniu and piloted by Alejandro Gomez Spencer. That first flight took place at the Cuatro Vientos airfield in Spain, and the autogyro covered a distance of just 180 meters. But a new form of air travel was born. On this day in 1969, the first trial flight of the Concorde supersonic jetliner took place in Bristol, England. The Concorde was a joint project between the British Aerospace Corporation and the French company Sud Aviation, and was supported by both French and British governments. Thousands gathered to watch its takeoff. The first flight took just 22 minutes, and the plane landed safely at Fairford Airfield in nearby Gloucestershire. The plane did not break the sound barrier on that flight. Concorde was retired in 2003 after 4 decades of intercontinental service. On this day in 2007, Steve Jobs introduced the first iPhone at Macworld in San Francisco. It's hard to imagine now, but it was the first device to combine a mobile phone, a computer tablet, and internet access in one package. As we can see from the legions of people roaming our streets, clutching their phones tightly, Steve Jobs' creation completely changed our world. Today we wish a happy birthday to Joan Baez, born this day in 1941 on Staten Island. Starting her career within the world of folk music, she has sung in many genres. and her commitment to the causes of nonviolence, civil rights, human rights, and the environment have been a key aspect of her public career. Happy birthday, Joan Baez. Today is Martyrs' Day, or Dia de los Mártires, in Panama. It commemorates the violent 1964 protests against United States control over the Panama Canal and the Canal Zone. Panamanians remember today how long it can take to rid oneself of one's colonial masters. And that is the Observatory, Friday the 9th of January, 2026.